Steve, have you heard about this modder that was forced to take down their mod recently?
I did hear about it.
Okay. Well, I I think this is really funny coming from somebody who has like a an extensive background in doing like game mods and stuff like that during like the Wii era. Um,
Hmm.
but this guy apparently he was paywalling his mods behind a Patreon, which is basically a
Hmm.
subscription for this mod essentially.
Yeah.
Um, which is
Wait,
crazy.
you had to pay monthly for it, or was it just like a one-time thing?
Well, Patreon, you have to pay in monthly.
Okay, but once you download the mod,
Well, updates and the such,
okay.
anytime there's an update,
Oh.
you gotta pay for the update essentially.
Hmm.
That's how he gets you. Um, so CD Projekt Red, they issue a DMCA against this mod creator uh, recently and ask them to take it down because they're breaking their terms of service.
Yeah.
Now, normally, Steve, I would be against this. I would be against a game creator DMCAing a like a mod, especially one that's very cool like this one, Cyberpunk 2027 in VR. That sounds awesome.
It does sound cool.
But here's the deal: um, mods are a thing that are supposed to be created out of passion and love. They're not supposed to be paywalled behind anything. Firstly, because it goes against terms of service, and it's usually a scummy thing to do in general. And secondly, it sucks for people who just want to get like some cool upgrade to their pre-existing game. Uh, I think of like Skyrim and the Fallout games and their various mods that just enhance the game experience that like even Bethesda really doesn't go out of their way to do. But to
Yeah.
paywall that, it's awful.
Bethesda, like, they actually like support the modders, so give them like mod tools and everything.
Yeah, they go all in on letting like modders do, pretty much whatever they want within the terms of service. Um, and even give them ways to make some revenue off of it within the terms of service in a non-predatory way,
Yeah.
um, which I do
So how much was he
appreciate.
making on Patreon?
Uh, reportedly, $20,000 a month. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot, dude. A month?
Ooh, wow. Wow. It's crazy even that that many people were willing to pay for it that it became such a like big issue.
That's like $240,000 a year. That's probably more than like developers for these games get paid.
I don't know exactly how long it was up and running for, but regardless, it's a bad precedent for you to be
Yeah.
like making that much money off of this mod. It's going to show other people that like, oh, sell your mod even if you can only do it for a certain or for a certain period of time. Like
Hmm.
you can make bank off of it. And I think that's only going to be dragging the community down if they go down that route.
Yeah, it's gonna make some scummy mods out there, and it's not gonna be great.
We can only hope just the community doesn't latch onto that kind of mindset. For the most part, they don't, from my experience, but because they were kind of against like other monetization of modding infrastructure, like when I think when like what was it called? Valve tried it a while ago.
Yeah, Valve they wanted to they wanted to support modders so that they were this is like back when like what is it called? What's their mod store called? It's not a store.
Um, Steam Workshop.
Yeah, Steam Workshop. They wanted Steam Workshop to like help support modders make mods for games. So they were like, if you want to sell your mod, you can sell it on Steam Workshop. And then like the game community had like a ton of pushback on all that. And
Yeah.
so back in like 2015 is when this was going on. They took that, they walked that back and they're like, okay, we're not gonna allow you to sell your mods on here.
And I think that's kind of interesting considering Valve has been very pro creator in general, and that was like a way for them to support creators, and also like I'm sure they're making like their own cut of that, obviously. Um,
Hmm.
but like historically in the past, Valve has been the one to you put a thing on something on the Steam Workshop for like a Team Fortress 2 hat, and then eventually that would make it into the game, thus making the mod creator get some revenue from that period. So they're
Hmm.
like, okay, we can make another revenue stream for mod creators to make some money with, um, even though their stuff isn't directly officially supported in whatever medium it's in or whatever game it's in. Um, but yeah, the community doesn't generally like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's just not a good
So I
precedent.
mean, I looked into a little bit about like what the mod is. The mod
Yeah.
itself is pretty cool.
Okay,
Because
lay it
it's
out for
not,
me.
yeah, it's not just for Cyberpunk, right? It's
Hmm.
also for numerous other games, including Elden Ring, Far Cry, even Spider-Man.
Wow.
And it did work for Grand Theft Auto 5, Red Dead Redemption 2, and the Mafia trilogy. But previously, this isn't the first time they had a DMC takedown. Take-Two came at them for the GTA 5 and whatever, and they were like, "You can't do that." So this is like the second, actually third time, because I'll get to
This is
the third part that came in later as well.
there's a third one. Okay. Well,
Yeah, that
I w-
happened just
I
like
will say
yesterday or something.
shorthand. I will say Take Two. They are very litigious about mods and mods existing. Period. Like they Grand Theft Auto 5, Red Dead Redemption 2, the Mafia games. Any kind of mods that are made for it, they will update the game very quickly and patch any kind of thing that will allow mods to exist or DMCA mod creators all the time. I would argue that they're as litigious as Nintendo is with fan games and the such.
Hmm.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Did you hear what hi- his statement was? That modder's statement.
Tell me about it.
So he said in response, he said that he doesn't believe CG Project Red are within their rights to demand the software needs to be free. He says it's not derivative work or fan content, but that it supports a large number of games which are built upon different engines, and it contains absolutely zero code or assets from your IP.
Hmm.
So is that a mod or is it he's trying to say it's not like a mod,
He's saying it's like a
kinda.
separate program essentially.
Right, like I think he's saying it's like a plugin kind of, but
I mean,
isn't
if it
aren't all plugins mods, but not all mods are plugins?
yes,
Yeah, so
it's one of those things where if it's going in the game folder and it's messing with anything inside there, even if it's not directly like changing something in like an INI file or whatever,
mhm.
like it's still technically modding how the game is processing to like a monitor or a screen. And in this case, it's changing how like what's getting rendered and like what is rendering to what device essentially. Um
Yeah. It's like it is changing the game. It's not despite that it doesn't use their IP or whatever, like just because you didn't change the way V looks, or whatever, doesn't mean that
yeah,
it's like you're not modifying how the game functions.
for sure. I think if it was literally just taking the output image of a program and just putting it into the VR, maybe you could have like some leg room to stand on, but as it stands right now, not the case.
Yeah.
But what's crazy about this too is he didn't just make it free; he just took it down.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
and
why
then
would
he
you
and,
take it down? Sorry,
and
what were you
then
saying?
he said that CD Projekt, they're punishing him for it. Or no, no, no. He said after he took it down, people started pirating it. And then he said the people that are pirating it are punishing me for not being
Oh,
helped
come
out in
on,
CD
man.
Projekt.
Get over yourself, dude. That is
Yeah.
nuts.
But like I think that gets like at the heart of like why mods are free to begin with, because like you put your mod out there, anyone that's
Mhm.
like halfway decent in programming can like take your mod and just upload it somewhere else. Like game companies and all sorts of media companies, like Netflix in particular,
Yeah.
they work very hard to prevent piracy like this. And so
Yes.
like if you and you as like your regular Joe Schmo modder type of guy, you don't have the type of resources, the billions and billions of dollars of resources it takes to like crack down on piracy and different websites and everything. So like that's a large reason why mods are free. Because if you
Hmm.
think about it, you go back to the Steam Workshop example. If Steam was going to be on the modder side and help them prevent them from being pirated, quote unquote,
Yeah.
piracy only exists if you're like buying it, I guess. But
Hmm.
so now it's not.
Now it's not.
Yeah,
Uh, but here's the deal: is like yes, it's protecting. There's an aspect of like protecting your works and protecting what you've made. But if your thing is again going against the terms of service in such a way that it's literally like, hey, just we don't. What's crazy about this to me, okay, it's something I've kind of glossed over, is that CD Projekt Red didn't initially DMCA them. They just said
right.
make it free,
Hmm.
and it's like, okay, we know you're getting money off of this, but we'd rather you just weren't making a profit on our something that is basically within our rights to say don't mess with, because it's our IP, it's our game, it's our this, and you are messing with some of the code in there. Period.
Hmm.
Um, I think it's well within their rights to just be like, yeah, no, stop. But uh, there's a precedent here, which is he cares more about the money he'd be making from this program that he probably could have gone a completely different route to sell, but instead he's going through a Patreon to
It
kind
could
of
have
do this
been,
bootleg.
yeah, it could have been a voluntary donation,
Yeah,
and that would have sus- sus- been good enough.
sufficed.
Sufficed. There you, thank you. That would have sufficed, CD Projekt.
Yeah, I think that would have been perfectly fine. I mean, there are plenty of uh like the PC ports for various games that get decompiled. Um, they do not take any kind of money. They don't you don't have to buy it, you don't have to do anything, but they do have, hey, if you want to donate, if you like what we do, this is just supporting us. It's not supporting the project. It's just completely, these are two separate things essentially, right? And that
Yeah,
distinction goes a long way.
yeah. Well, a couple of days ago, after CD Projekt did the DMC takedown, he also got another DMC takedown. This time by the devs from Ghost Runner.
Ooh,
So 2 in a week, 3 overall.
dang.
It's not good. And it caused his Patreon to get suspended.
Yeah, it checks out. It just
Yeah,
checks out. um I think literally if he had not just made this a Patreon and instead maybe if this was something where like the user itself, the user themselves had to like uh put whatever files into the program to actually make it so that it would like do all this, and maybe if this was done through like a different platform other than Patreon, um this might have been legal for them to do. But I think the avenue that they went through, which basically just got them more money
yeah,
and more liability at the same time, just it made it more frustrating for him, obviously. But that's his own problem.
yeah,
It's his own fault.
yeah.
Oh, very silly. All right, we can move on.
Okay.
What else we got?